I guess one of the biggest challenges for families is balancing career and their family life. Have you thought about how that would impact your family now, considering this is the job that, you know, one of the biggest jobs in the country?
Oh yeah. Thought a lot about that, and you know, wouldn't have said yes had I had a hesitation there at all, thinking that my kids would be adversely affected. And you know, my kids, they're used to having a very full life, a pretty busy schedules, and we make it work. I'm lucky I have a network full of aunties and uncles and grandparents, a lot of help there. But also, you know, there are sacrifices that have to be made. In my own life, you have to be pragmatic and logical about this, and I don't waste a lot of time watching TV and doing some things that maybe
just
some other people would do.
That's
the only thing that I would spend my time doing, yes. But you know, you have to have that balance, and you find that balance.
Have you discussed it with your husband, if you win in 48 days, that what that life would be like?
Yeah.
Moving to D.C.
Moving to D.C.
All right, now, one of the big benefits of the job is you get a really big plane. Now, are you going to promise the American people that's not going to be sold on eBay?
No, I would think that we would actually need that. And my husband, he's a pilot, but I would have to convince him also we can't be getting around anymore in our little Piper Super Cub. We'd be using that Air Force
Is that the one that's parked outside your house there?
Yes.
Yeah. You spoke passionately when we were talking earlier about your role in the McCain administration. One of the things you said, that you're going to work for families with special needs. And you've experienced this recently in yourself.
Right.
And when you found out that you were going to have a child with special needs, was that tough? Was that hard? Did it take a while to absorb that?
Yeah, to be perfectly honest with you, absolutely. It took me many months to get my arms and my heart wrapped around the idea of obviously knowing that this would be a new joy in our life, but challenges with that new joy. So it took a while, and I was very thankful to have that time to be prepared. And then, you know, my prayers were that God would prepare my heart and give me the ability to handle it. And then, of course, the minute that Trig was born, I knew that there was confirmation. Those prayers were answered. Just everybody falling so in love with him. It was all good, and it's been all good.
You've talked a lot about religion, and I know you discussed this. How important is religion and your faith? Because I've read a lot about you, and obviously religion and faith is an important part of your life. How important is it in your life?
Faith is very, very important in my life. I don't believe I wear it on my sleeve, and I would never try to shove it down anybody else's throat and try to convert anybody, but just a very simple faith that is important to me. It really is my foundation.
Historically, modern times, who inspires you politically? Who are people that you look to as maybe people that you can gain inspiration from in tough times?
I'm thankful that I came of age politically in the era of Ronald Reagan in high school and in college. You know, he is my inspiration. His vision of America and of the exceptionalism of our country, I think about him every day. I think about what that great communicator has left our country and the rest of the world. So he, and then his partner on a lot of the good things that went on in the world at that time, Margaret Thatcher, just over the water. She too, she was underestimated as she came into office and proved herself with her abilities, her determination. She is another one. Further back in history, Abraham Lincoln coming into office in a time of such turmoil. He was able to do some unconventional things in assembling a very unusual cabinet, as was written about in Team of Rivals. What Lincoln was able to do was marshal talents from disgruntled opponents even and adversaries, and have everybody work together in order to fulfill the mission of unifying the nation and winning the war.
You obviously have a lot of passion. What motivates you? For example, what made you want to get into the political world? What made you so willing to accept this job and not blink? Where's your motivation come from?
My love of this country. I'm one of those people, you know, I see a soldier walk through the airport, and, you know, my heart does a little double take, and I hear the Pledge of Allegiance or our national anthem, and I get a lump in my throat, and I know that that's the majority of Americans also. I am so proud, have been so proud of our country every step of the way. We've made mistakes. We learn from our mistakes.
Right.
But just the passion that I have for Americans, and again, feeling compelled to respond when I see leadership, government strain from the spirit of our Constitution and strain from the spirit of what it is that Americans expect and deserve in their government. I have an opportunity to respond and to join a teammate here, John McCain, in reform, putting government back on the side of the people. It's an opportunity that's very humbling, and I take it very, very seriously.
All right, last question. Life in Wasilla. Growing up, it is a small town, and moose hunting.
Yeah.
And I read a quote that your dad had given to somebody, that he felt that he's prepared you for anything that's going to come your way as a result of that.
Yeah.
What was life growing up like there?
Oh, it's small town America. It's just good, unpretentious, hardworking people who love their state, they love their country, also proud to be American. The best upbringing that I could have ever hoped for, my parents instilling in me not just a love of family and community, but a love of freedom and independence. That's what growing up in Alaska has been about, and certainly I would like to take what it is that was instilled in me there and that I had learned and built as a foundation and implement some good things for the betterment of our nation.
Governor, as a kid from Long Island, I played ice hockey, but I never went moose hunting, so thank you, Governor. We appreciate all your time.